province of Quebec in a minor seminary and returned to Ontario to complete his Bachelor of Arts degree from the University of Ottawa in 1968, majoring in philosophy and social psychology. So before joining the ISKCON Ottawa temple, Guru Maharaj, in 1974, he worked as a social worker and counselor in Ontario, and he was initiated by Srila Prabhupada as Raghava Pandit Das Brahmachari in 1974, and he spent 2 years at the Ottawa temple before relocating to India, where he served in Mayapur as a regional director of Namhata in Calcutta, as a director of Namhata, and in Calcutta as a director of Bhaktivedanta Youth Services, and in Secunderabad as a temple president for a total of 18 consecutive years before returning to Canada in 1992. So during his stay in India, he accepted renounced order of life, sannyas, in 1985, and he has served as an initiating guru since 1990s. So from 1993 to 2000, Maharaj served as ISKCON Montreal Temple President and as co-GBC for Canada. So from the year of 2000, Maharaj relocated to Indonesia, where he undertook postgraduate studies in Vedic education, completing in his master degree, the name cum laude from State University of Yogyakarta in 2003. And in 2006, Maharaj returned to India after a long absence of 13 years. He was instrumental in helping for establishing the National Ministry of Daiva Varnashrama, so known as IDVM India, and became its first minister in the year of 2009, serving in the capacity for 10 years till 2019. So in the year of 2017, Maharaj again took up postgraduate studies, this time in Ottawa University in Hyderabad, for the purpose of studying Vedic sociology. In the year of 2023, he was awarded the degree Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, from Department of Sociology. And from since that time, Maharaj is traveling, preaching around the world, preaching about 50% of mission of Srila Prabhupada, which is Daiva Varnashrama Dharma. Yeah, so we're welcome, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. And who are you? I didn't sit in the mic. You just traveled like 48 hours to come here. First time in Canada.
Yeah. My name is Gir Das. I'm from Kazakhstan and servant of Guru Maharaj. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Wonderful to see so many devotees. It's like the spring has come, the revival of Harinam at Gir Farms. We're all very thankful to Vishal Prabhu and family for, I had attended actually some years back, I guess it was last year maybe, right? Similar event, and a great opportunity for all of us to come together. One of our foremost acharyas, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur from Bengal, he mentions how the safest place in the material world is where the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is being chanted. So here we are in the safest place. Wonderful to see our Ajamil Prabhu. I've not seen him for a long time. And Srila Prabhupada was and still is, continues to be, and will continue to be very merciful to all of us by giving us this rare opportunity to be part of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Harinam Sankirtan movement, which is, amidst all of the calamities and craziness that is going on in the world today. We're living in very challenging times, as we all know, but somewhat inconceivably, the holy name and the mission of our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is being introduced, because that is the prediction of our acharyas. So I'm very pleased to be here and very thankful to our Vishal Prabhu and the entire family actually for doing what they are doing. And I'd like to just maybe speak a little bit on the theme. It's a major theme that I find myself connected with since a number of years, but a theme that we will officially be launching in less than 2 months, month of May, actually beginning of May. And that theme is Make Vrindavan Villages. So with your kind permission, I'd like to maybe just speak a little bit on one of our favorite topics, which is, of course, Vrindavan Dham, and its, we could say, spiritual as well as material significance for all of us. Yes. Okay. So before that, I'll just begin with some short invocation, and I won't speak too long. I don't know, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, because I think these gatherings especially should focus on the holy name. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Tasya Chadesha Tarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. The subject matter of Vrindavan, especially when we come to a place like Gir Farms, which in many ways is a manifestation of Vrindavan. I've been here for the last, at least 1 week, maybe more. And wherever there are cows, Vedic culture means there must be presence of cows. We cannot think about establishing or reviving our Vedic culture without leaving leaving the cows out of the picture. In the subject matter, I had good fortune to spend some time in looking into more in detail what we call Vedic sociology. Vedic sociology is a very interesting subject matter. And our acharyas actually explain how Vedic sociology means varnashrama society. And I know the word varnashrama and the whole concept of varnashrama does present some challenges and difficulties, in that the whole ideology, we could say, Prabhupada in one essay that he wrote in 1956, which he published in his Back to Godhead magazine entitled Gita Nagari, he refers to Varnashrama as it exists today, and as it has been existing for many, not only decades, but centuries. He refers to it using an old English term, the vitiated caste system. And of course, we don't support this vitiated caste system, but what is important to know and to understand is that, as explained in the Bhagavad Gita 4:13, Chaturvarnamaya sistama guna karma vibhagashaha. This natural system, this very scientific system of the natural divisions of society have been created by me, Krishna is explaining in the Bhagavad Gita. And why it has been created, what is the primary goal and purpose? This is nicely explained by one of our foremost acharyas, one of the 12 Mahajans, Grandfather Bhishmadev. Grandfather Bhishmadev is, as we know, giving very important instructions to Yudhishthira Maharaj. This is after the Battle of Kurukshetra, when Grandfather Bhishmadev is lying on his bed of arrows. Krishna is arranging, actually, although there are so many great personalities who are present. Srila Vyasadeva is present, Narada Muni is present, Shukadeva Goswami is present. Yet Krishna arranges for Grandfather Bhishmadev, who actually shouldn't be speaking in that condition. I mean, we get one arrow, or we get even a mosquito bite, and we become disturbed. Grandfather Bhishmadev had hundreds of arrows in his body, and he spoke very, with full consciousness for days and days. And that's all recorded actually in Mahabharata. And the very first instruction, this will all take us to Vrindavan in a few seconds. The very first instruction he gives to Yudhishthira Maharaj is that now you are becoming the emperor of the world. The Battle of Kurukshetra was fought, to re-establish Yudhishthira Maharaj as the rightful king or emperor of the entire world. And the very first instruction that Yudhishthira Maharaj receives from Grandfather Bhishmadev is that you should make sure that society is arranged following the principles of Varna and Ashrama. And I always like to share the purport, the first line actually of the purport of that particular verse, wherein Srila Prabhupada very wonderfully explains or states that this arrangement, this particular instruction of Grandfather Bhishmadev, this system, this reference to Varnashrama, is meant, when we actually understand and follow properly, is meant to accelerate. Prabhupada uses the word accelerate, to accelerate the development of our spiritual qualities. It is meant to actually help us more quickly become advanced in self-realization. So in other words, it is very important, and we, practically speaking, in modern day society, we have forgotten how essential it is that how we live materially, what lifestyle we adopt, is going to directly reflect and have an influence on our development of higher consciousness, specifically in terms of spiritual consciousness. And therefore, the whole Vedic culture emphasizes, actually is based on this simple lifestyle, which is actually Vrindavan lifestyle. The residents of Vrindavan are fully satisfied, and all of their needs and necessities of life, whether they be material or emotional, psychological, social, as well as spiritual, are met because of the particular lifestyle. And what is that lifestyle we know? It's village lifestyle, isn't it? The residents of Vrindavan, the Brajavasis, they are opulent in terms of spiritual awareness. I mean, the highest Lord Chaitanya, isn't it, glorifies the gopis of Vrindavan because of their the manner in which they have chosen to express their love and affection for Krishna. And all the residents of Vrindavan, they are examples of the highest level of devotional service in different rasas. The whole science of rasa. Rasa means what is attractive. Rasa has to do with relationships, and all of us are actually searching for such rasa. There's a material rasa, because if we can't relish, if we can't find, if we can't experience the spiritual rasa, we are stuck with the material rasa, material relationships, which ultimately end up in not really satisfying the natural urge and need that we all have. So Vrindavan, for all of us, is actually meant to be serving as an example on these two levels. On the spiritual level, where we can appreciate how Krishna is exchanging in different relationships with the residents of Vrindavan. And on the other level, which we tend to either ignore or not even understand, that the lifestyle is connected with directly cows, and that lifestyle is directly connected with the land. These are the two main activities of the residents of Vrindavan, isn't it? And that is also confirmed and explained by Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishi go rakshabani jam vaisha karma swabhavajam. Modern day society is totally unaware that this is actually meant to be the standard and the norm for economic development. And that this particular lifestyle is the best lifestyle that can help us awaken our spiritual consciousness and bring it to the highest platform of devotion, as exemplified by the residents of Vrindavan. And Srila Prabhupada, I always find it amazing. Srila Prabhupada was born in Calcutta. He's a city boy, right? But although Prabhupada born in Calcutta and, received his education in Calcutta, he had that very deep and clear understanding that village life is, we could say, where it's at. Means Vedic culture establishes this type of lifestyle as meant to be the norm in society. Now, if theoretically we accept this, then we can begin to understand how far removed and far away we are from that lifestyle, isn't it? And when we begin to analyze what is, in the last 200 years, because this is a recent development, what we call modernization, urbanization, industrialization. All of this is quite recent on the scale that we are seeing it today, and we can see all of the negative and destructive effects of this kind of lifestyle, which is preventing us ultimately it is preventing us from advancing as we should spiritually. So Srila Prabhupada therefore spoke quite extensively on this aspect. Srila Prabhupada translated all of these wonderful books for all of us, beginning with the Bhagavad Gita as it is, Srimad Bhagavatam, Nectar of Devotion. He introduced us to the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, who were deputed, as we know, by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to excavate, to take out the essence of all the Vedic literatures, which is, of course, the bhakti element, devotional service, pure devotional service. As nicely explained also in the Bhagavatam, Savai Pumsam Parodharmo Jato Bhakti Radhoksaje Ahaituki Pratihata Yayatma Suprasidati. Prabhupada explains in that verse how Atma refers not only to the soul, but also refers to the mind and refers to the body. Means all of our necessities of life can easily be met when we accept and follow the system that Krishna has given for all of us. And in the present context of what is taking place in the world today, this becomes even more significant and more urgent for all of us to actually give the necessary time, attention, thought, and meditation. What can we do individually, regardless of where we may be? Because even, as we know, majority of our devotees are living in cities, are not living at the Gir Farms. But we need to give special importance because 50 years ago when Prabhupada was speaking about these subject matters, he was practically pleading our devotees to take some practical steps to help introduce actually this lifestyle. I know, I'm from Canada. There are special challenges in the Western world. Still, Prabhupada explained how wherever we may be living, the basic principles underlying these two levels, these two aspects, in terms of how we should live materially, where we don't overly depend on modern day technology, where we are more closely connected with nature, Mother Nature, where in the Vedic culture, it is the standard. People grow their own food. People live closely with one another. And the cows are also part of family. I always share my experience, having spent many years in India. I think it was in Maharashtra, but I believe it is there in different states as well, visiting one village where every single house that I visited in that village, the Goshala was in the house. People were living with the cows, isn't it? And we know if we go back, most of you are from India, and some of you may also be from village background as well. There are hidden secrets. The Vedic sciences upon which society is meant to be established are actually practically forgotten in modern day society. And this is the mandate that our founder Acharya, the Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, has given to all of us, actually to the whole world, to reintroduce these Vedic sciences. Two come to mind very easily when we think of Vrindavan. One is the science of education, which is referred to as Trai, and the Varta, which means the science of economics. So the science of sustainable and scientific, we could say, economy is especially demonstrated in the lifestyle of the residents of Vrindavan, because that science of economy is meant to be centered on taking care of cows and and growing our own food, establishing. We're meant to establish. Before we are successful in re-establishing our relationship with Krishna, which is what we are meant to do, we need to learn to re-establish our relationship with cows. We need to learn to re-establish our relationships with nature. These are two very essential, important mothers. We say mother cow. We say mother nature, isn't it? And I'll share here with devotees also what I more recently find myself quoting a lot. Srila Prabhupada, anyone who has read, and we highly recommend everyone to read Srila Prabhupada's books, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, all of the books. Now in this one essay I was referring to a little earlier of Gita Nagari, and I'll just end on this point here. Prabhupada explains how if we want to actually establish universal brotherhood, and we do, isn't it? The whole Bhagavad Gita is based on the Prabhupada mentions, the peace formula. Bhoktaram Jagyatapasam Sarvaloka Maheswaram Suridam Sarvabhutanam Gyatvamam Shanti Mrishyati. Shanti, peace, can only be established when we understand Krishna to be the Bhokta, the enjoyer. When we understand Krishna to be the Maha Ishvara, the Supreme Controller. And when we understand Krishna to be Suridam Sarvabhutanam, the well-wisher and the best friend of all living entities. So, on this note, Prabhupada summarizes, we could say, 3 simple concepts. And if all of us can keep in mind and share also with others, regardless of what belief they may follow, because these are principles. This is the beauty of Vedic culture. Vedic culture is teaching us basic universal principles. That's the meaning of dharma, actually. That's the meaning of Sanatan Dharma. So Prabhupada explains, kindly follow. It's very simple, but very nice. If we can understand the fatherhood of Godhead, that God is our eternal Father. And like a loving father, He's there to care for and protect His dependents, His children. Fatherhood of Godhead. Second point, if we can understand the motherhood of nature. Mother Nature is our mother. She provides for all of our necessities, and therefore we should give utmost care and protection to the earth, to the land, which we're not doing, of course, in modern day society. And the third concept, so first, fatherhood of Godhead, second, motherhood of nature, and third, the childhood of all living entities. We are all children, as like children, isn't it? Not only as human beings, but all living entities, they are the creation of the Supreme Lord, and they are meant to be cared for when we agree to follow and adopt in our individual personal lives these wonderful principles that are given to us in the Shastra, that are explained to us by our various acharyas, and especially in such a wonderful way as Srila Prabhupada has given to the whole world as well. So this is, as we say, food for thought, possibly. And I want to take this opportunity to once again thank all of you for, I think this is meant to become kind of a regular, well, it has been last year, but maybe will become even more regular in especially possibly this year. So we're once again very thankful for the entire family of devotees here for organizing this event, and may Krishna and Balaram give all of their blessings for all of us to understand Krishna's mission more and more. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yes, and to conclude, there always has to be a conclusion. I have a wonderful gift for all of you. How can I share this gift? There's a very important link to this in this card here, and one of our devotees later on, I mean anyone who's interested, you can download this link and you have access to a number of digital books and some websites that further elaborate a little bit on the themes that I touched upon this evening, and either are, well, since he was introducing us a little earlier, Jaidev Prabhu will have this card, or our Garuda Prabhu, and anyone interested, you're welcome to take advantage of that link. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Jai Sri Harinam Sankirtan ki. Jai Samasta Gaur Bhakti Vrinda ki. Gaur Pimanande.
His Holiness Bhakti Raghava Swami Guru Maharaj ki Jai.
I just want to thank you, Bhakti Raghava Maharaj, for His Holiness, for blessing us. Just trying to take this thing off, but okay. I want to say thank you to Maharaj for giving us his association. I've been very blessed that Maharaj has stayed here with us. This is the second time. Last time he came, he also gave us the blessings for staying here for a couple days. And again, he is coming back in July, and I'm hoping I get some more association of his when he is here. You know, there's only a handful of devotees that are actually taking this very seriously, Varnashram Dharma, and actually preaching about it and actually executing it. He had vowed, Maharaj was telling me, 108 villages, Maharaj, to visit during the COVID time. And he's going around preaching all the way, like before Maharaj got here, he came from Mongolia, minus 26. So Maharaj is going, like if you just heard him what his schedule was and what it is even to come up right now, it's mind-boggling. But Maharaj is very dedicated and very serious in the service of Srila Prabhupada and executing this Varnashram Dharma, preaching about it. It's very little essence that we're getting, 15-20 minutes of him speaking, but it is definitely needed. As humans, it's just natural to be with cows. It's just natural to be with nature. We're just so comfortable. It's just pleasing. The Hindi word is very sukoon, that we get when we're with nature. And I really hope Maharaj can, or we can take advantage if Maharaj is here for a longer period next time, also a couple of days, that we can do a course on this, on a practical level, how to actually execute it. We can have devotees sign up Maharaj for that week, that could come here for that week during the certain times and actually learn. This is 50% of the mission that Prabhupada was left with. That he said farm, farm, farm. Grow your own food, live on the land, learn to depend on cows. So, not taking any more time, I want to thanks once again, Maharaj, for coming here, giving us your blessings. Today is Ekachi. I want to thank you for all the devotees that are here today in such a short notice. Because Maharaj was here, I wanted to take the advantage, and we ended up taking up this weekend. I want to thank you, all the Kirtaniyas, for this short notice to make this happen. And there's a lot of things that are happening this year. One of the things is we're putting up a building that should be up. We're hoping no later than first week of August. And when it's up, we would have a bigger place. It's 5,000 square feet just for the Kirtan and Katha. So once that's up and running, we would like, if any of you have been to the recent Kirtaniyas that these guys are doing, Chalo Barsana was the last one. Now is Chalo Ayodhya is coming up. So the crowd is, Maharaj, last time I was there, maybe there were, if I'm not over exaggerating, 1,000 devotees were there. And no charge, free for everyone, prasadam, kirtan, everything. So I don't know, 1,000 might be, it's a little big for our place, but 500-600 for sure, But it will be a continuous kirtan that we're thinking of, that hopefully once that up and running, we just have some city bylaws we have to pass by. When it's done, then we'll have something like this every week. Every Saturday there will be a program. And so everyone's invited every week to come there. Just a few things. I know a lot of you are asking for milk. So we just, late last year, 2025, we got our cruelty-free dairy license. Thank you. Yeah, that took a really long time, took us 6 years to get that. But obviously, once we got the license, cows needs another 9 months to bear a child, so just like us. So be patient. Hopefully by this summer, we should have some more babies. And then milk will be available, anybody who wants it. Legally, we'll start advertising as well. And I just want to say, these wonderful devotees, Maharaj, they come in every time we have a program. So thank you to all of you guys for coming down and supporting us in, everyone you see here, Maharaj is tan man dhan, with three ways there, with their mind, with their body, and with their wealth, they're serving Gomata here. So I'm very, very blessed to have this wonderful devotees. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. The Kirtan will continue. Prasad has been being served continuously, but if somebody still haven't had prasadam, please do not leave before, and I will leave the mic to the rest of the devotees. Yes, if somebody wants to download, so Garuda Prabhu has the card. Just come and see him, and you can just tap it and you can download it. You'll have access to all ebooks and stuff like that. Thank you. Thank you, Jaydev Prabhu, for coming. Thank you, Hare Bol, Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.